back. Nothing can hold me back. You know, like I said, I had to step back, regroup, get a new team, and came back
Four
strong.
arms. I know. I know. 6 eyes to be Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
It's wild, because like if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff.
Why is Terence Bud Crawford greater than Floyd Mayweather? Or better than Floyd Mayweather? Greater is a little bit different. Greater is impact, resume, all that shit, but better. Terence Bud Crawford, after what he did last night, is better than Floyd Mayweather because there is no way Floyd Mayweather would attempt to do that crazy shit. See, that's the insane Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvelous Marvin Hagler after being called for fight.
Floyd Mayweather fired back with sharp words after Terence Crawford boldly claimed to be the greater fighter. Yet, elite champions like Dimitri Bivol, Alexander Usyk, and Artur Beterbiev see things differently. They've all agreed Terence Crawford stands as the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world today. They praise his unmatched skill set, his adaptability, and his rare ability to conquer multiple weight classes while dismantling elite opponents along the way.
Crawford is amazing, not just good, he's amazing. And
he said the same thing about you.
Thank you, Terence. But I think he should be in the book for
really? Is that good?
How to learn boxing, you know?
Really?
For me, pound for pound, #1 is Terence Crawford. I like this man, it's a great fighter.
I think it's Crawford.
Furthermore, Terence Crawford admitted he never imagined stepping into the ring against Floyd Mayweather. He emphasized that he's always been a genuine fan, a supporter, not someone who criticizes his peers. Crawford made it clear he never entertained the idea of a fantasy matchup with Floyd, explaining that seeing another fighter as competition without reason would mean jealousy, a feeling he's never had toward Mayweather.
I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
But you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd. Nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll be this. Never. That's some hate type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person.
However, Max Kellerman noted that while Floyd Mayweather's resume is undeniably longer, filled with legendary names and achievements, he often chose his fights carefully once he moved past the lightweight division. Kellerman acknowledged Mayweather's unmatched skill, speed, and defense, but pointed out that critics believe he strategically avoided certain opponents at their peak. In contrast, Terence Crawford, though his resume is thinner, has consistently shown a fearless willingness to face anyone, anytime, strengthening his claim as the true pound-for-pound king.
Wild, because like if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time. Oh, yes. That makes a difference to...
Furthermore, Bob Arum stated that in a true prime-for-prime showdown between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Terence Bud Crawford, his money would be on Crawford. He explained that Crawford is a rare kind of fighter, one with skills and agility most opponents simply can't read. Arum emphasized Crawford's seamless ability to switch stances, something fighters almost never prepare for. He said that his versatility and natural instinct make him an unpredictable, extraordinary challenge inside the ring.
Mayweather, prime for prime.
Crawford.
Really? Why?
Because Crawford is a unique kind of fighter that other fighters haven't seen. And the ability that he has to switch, fighters aren't used to that. They don't train for that. I just think Crawford is a very, very unique style.
Jim Lampley was asked how Terence Crawford at 147 would have fared against Floyd Mayweather at his peak, and he said it would have been a completely different kind of fight. He noted that, unlike Errol Spence, he walked in thinking he could match Crawford punch for punch and learned the hard way. Mayweather never saw himself that way. Floyd always viewed himself as a counterpuncher, not a pressure fighter. No matter what he did to opponents like Diego Corrales, Lampley explained that Mayweather's dominance had a different flavor, more of a masterful paint job, while Crawford's brilliance feels like a violent exhibition of destruction.
Completely different fight, all right? Because Spence has been given to believe that he's every bit as good an offensive fighter as Terence Crawford or anybody else that he's going to be in with. So he learned something different Saturday night. But Floyd Mayweather never disabused himself of the understanding that he was a more of a backup counterpuncher than a go-forward counterpuncher, regardless of what he did to Diego Corrales. And that's a different kind of approach and effect than what Crawford achieved the other night. So that a Floyd Mayweather beatdown or one-sided win was much more of a paint job than what Crawford.
Timothy Bradley shared his thoughts on a dream matchup between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather, saying that while Floyd is undeniably one of the greatest to ever lace up the gloves, he'd give the edge to Crawford. Bradley explained that Crawford's adaptability, sharp counterpunching, and smooth stance switching give him every weapon needed to trouble Mayweather. He pointed out Floyd's early round struggles against Zab Judah, a talented fighter, but not on Crawford's level, and noted how Mayweather often looked uneasy against southpaws, sometimes overextending with his right hand. Bradley warned that making that kind of mistake against a precise counterpuncher like Crawford could leave Floyd exposed, and maybe even knocked out.
Floyd Mayweather's a GOAT. Oh, absolutely. But Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too. He will beat him too. He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half against Zab Judah. Zab Judah, a damn terrific fighter. Terrific fighter, but he ain't no damn Terence Crawford. Especially from the southpaw position. Floyd didn't like fighting southpaws. Floyd reached with that right hand. You think he's gonna reach against one of the best back foot counterpunchers in the game? He gonna reach with that right hand against Crawford? He gonna get slept reaching with that back hand the way he reached.
Terence Crawford, on the other hand, responded to the constant comparisons with Floyd Mayweather by acknowledging that Mayweather was the greatest fighter of his era. Crawford explained that he sees himself as the greatest of his own time, but believes their legacies shouldn't be measured against each other. They reached greatness in different eras, he said, and that's what makes each of their achievements special in its own way.
I'm going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to
Terence Crawford, on the other hand, responded to the constant comparisons with Floyd Mayweather by acknowledging that Mayweather was the greatest fighter of his era. Crawford explained that he sees himself as the greatest of his own time, but believes their legacies shouldn't be measured against each other. They reached greatness in different eras, he said, and that's what makes each of their achievements special in its own way.
Wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah.
Furthermore, when asked who would win in a prime-for-prime fight against Floyd Mayweather, Terence Crawford didn't hesitate. He confidently said he'd win, hands down. He admitted that Mayweather is one of his all-time favorite fighters, but his self-belief, he explained, never wavers. Crawford said he'll always put his faith in his own abilities above anyone else's, no matter who stands across from him.
Mayweather in his absolute prime, and I take Manny Pacquiao in his absolute prime.
Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd still beats him.
Floyd beat everybody.
You don't believe there's a guy at 140, 147 in the history of boxing that could have beat Floyd in his prime?
It'd be tough. Floyd, man, that boy, man, that's the GOAT, man. That boy bad.
What makes it, I mean, because, and I told people to say, look at Floyd. I said, Floyd, it's not that he trains, I mean, it's his life. And from the very beginning, he's like,
Terence Crawford also praised Floyd Mayweather, saying that even in a prime-for-prime showdown with Manny Pacquiao, Floyd would have come out on top. He explained that Mayweather completely ruled his era, and no one at 140 or 147 could have beaten him at his peak. Crawford spoke with deep respect for Floyd's passion, saying boxing wasn't just something he trained for, it was his entire life. From the very beginning, Mayweather wasn't chasing fame, he was chasing greatness.
And compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
After his devastating loss to Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez was asked to compare himself to Floyd Mayweather Jr. Canelo didn't hesitate. He said he believes Crawford is far superior to Mayweather. He emphasized that Crawford's skill set, versatility, and overall abilities go beyond even what Floyd once brought to the ring.
Out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather is really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Shane Mosley also weighed in on the Crawford versus Mayweather debate, saying that Terence Crawford is the better fighter. He explained that Crawford's size, reach, and effortless movement across multiple weight classes make him a more complete boxer. While Mosley respected Mayweather's unmatched record and technical brilliance, he pointed out that Crawford's physical advantages and adaptability would make it hard for Floyd to find his rhythm. Mosley believed those traits would give Crawford the edge in a head-to-head matchup, allowing him to dictate the fight from start to finish.
Greater than Floyd Mayweather, or better than Floyd Mayweather. Greater is a little bit different. Greater is impact, resume, all that shit, but better. Terence "Bud" Crawford, after what he did last night, is better than Floyd Mayweather because there is no way Floyd Mayweather would attempt to do that crazy shit. See, that's the insane Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvelous Marvin Hagler after being...
Joe Tessitore broke down the Crawford-Mayweather debate by separating the ideas of being greater and being better. He explained that greatness reflects Floyd's legacy and resume, an area where Mayweather clearly holds the advantage. But when it comes to pure fighting ability, Tessitore argued that Terence Crawford has proven himself to be the better man, especially after his most recent triumph. He compared it to Sugar Ray Leonard's legendary comeback win over Marvin Hagler. Crawford, he noted, had never fought at middleweight and only once at super welterweight, before jumping all the way to 168 pounds to challenge one of the greatest super middleweights and middleweights ever, a reigning undisputed champion and pound-for-pound icon. Tessitore emphasized that this kind of fearless leap was something unprecedented, something Floyd Mayweather himself would have never dared to attempt.
Canelo, that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, into deep waters. So
what was Canelo? What, 25?
Yeah, very, very young in the game, obviously.
Redman Edwards said that a fight between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather would have been incredibly close, since both fighters shine in different ways. But he urged fans to stop comparing them and let Crawford enjoy his own moment. Edwards pointed out that the matchup was never realistic anyway. They came from different eras, with Floyd tied to PBC and Crawford nearly a decade younger. He also criticized how legends like Mayweather and Roy Jones Jr. have taken public shots at each other, saying that young fighters look up to them, and that kind of behavior sends the wrong message to the next generation.
Comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We've even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in a fight between Terence and Floyd, and I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who would win that fight?
Floyd.
Floyd would win that
Yes,
fight.
sir. I love you, Terrence.
Always figures it out.
Yeah,
He's a chess
super,
master.
Yeah, his IQ and
But
that
the
shit
funny
is
thing
crazy.
about it is Terrence has been the only other guy that people can say he always figures it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
But you gotta have an OG somewhere.
Anybody else? Yeah.
There's an OG
Somebody
somewhere.
got to pioneer it, right? Yeah, you got to.
There's an OG you can't out-figure out somewhere. And I just believe Floyd is that OG you can't out.
That's all for today's video. Now we want to hear from you. What do you think about this dream matchup between Crawford and Floyd? Who takes it if both were in their prime? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing your takes. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and check out the other videos on your screen right now for more epic boxing stories.